wonder what happens.
Alright, well, welcome back again. Our last take was cut short due to the AI screwing us over, like they always do. Alright, you're moving again. Well, this is going to be a tutorial on how to increase survivability with your bombers or multi-engined aircraft. Because I know I hate it when my bomber dies because some guy got a lucky hit, set me on fire, and I exploded. So I'm going to teach Tyler here today how to turn off one of your engines while keeping the other engines working. Let me shut off my engines here really quickly by pressing I. That is the default to turn off your engines. So go ahead and try that.
Oh, hey.
Yeah, you have to. Your throttle has to be 0, and then your engines will eventually shut off. They only do that where they don't move at all at slow speeds, and if you increase the throttle again at all, they will turn back on. And sometimes you cannot turn your engines off in the air because of our pal, the instructor. Oh, you just resupply.
Alright then.
Okay, but yeah, to be able to control your multiple engines in arcade mode or whatever, which is what we play as arcade. All you have to do is hit escape, go to controls, ensure that instructor is completely turned off. This includes auto restrict control of the airplane near the ground, auto control of landing gear, and throttle boost. I don't even know what that does actually. Then
I don't know.
there is a tab where all the different types of controls are. Click on full aircraft controls. And then you get all this really advanced stuff, like for full aerodynamics. You can trim the aircraft and all sorts of crazy stuff. Click on the tab for engine control, and you can then, at the very bottom, you will see first, second, third, and fourth engine controls, where you can, you know, toggle your engine controls. By default, all your engines are set to being controlled, and these are not even binded. So bind them to something that you can hit easily if need be, but not so easily that they get in the way, because you're only using these in absolute emergencies. Like for me, I'm using Control +1, which is my G shift on my G600 mouse, which is very easy to hit. You just hit Control and then 1, 2, 3, 4. Well, actually, not even that. I just hit this little button on the side of my mouse, and then it allows me to press 1, 2, 3, 4, and then it will do the setting. Capturing a base again. After you're done with that, make sure you go back to mouse aim or whatever setting you're using for your thing. Then, when, let's say you're, let me turn my engines back on really quickly.
I just put the engine, I just binded my engine. What do I do?
Make sure you go back to mouse aim. And then when you're back on mouse aim, it should let you leave without yelling at you.
Alright.
Then, turn your engines back on. So just give a little throttle, so they turn up and spin up again. There you go. And put it back to 0 so that you don't move.
Yeah.
Alright. Now let's give a hypothetical example before the AI come over here and start strafing us, because they're going to do that. Let's say you're flying around and then all of a sudden you take a hit to your right engine, which would be engine 2 for us, engine 3 for 4 engine, or engine 4.
Here they come.
Yeah, they'll just get lit up. Basically, engines go from 1 to 4, left to right. So if this was a B-17, the engine on the far left would be 1, next to it would be 2, next to it would be 3, which is starting on the right engine, right wing now, and then the fourth one would be 4. This is also true for everything, and I'm disappearing A. I killed one of them. Suck at AI for interrupting. So let's say your second engine is on fire. What you have to do is press the control for the first engine button. When you press it, it will say first engine controls off. I'm about to disappear again, so give me a second. And then when it says first engine controls off, then simply press I when you're at 0 throttle, or decrease your throttle all the way. Oh, it didn't keep the setting. It did not keep the setting for me.
Neat.
Yeah, mine didn't keep the setting. Yeah. And then Okay, there, good.
Oh, turn them off. Turn 'em
Oh,
off.
oh, yep, you're doing that. You kept them on. But yeah,
Okay.
then if your engine is on fire, when you disable the engine, fuel will stop being supplied to that engine. So basically, if it's on fire, you'll kill it by stop giving it the fuel that it requires to survive. And then another thing you can do is obviously diving. Now, I've tested this to actually work with being set on fire, because I didn't just get set on fire by an engine, my fuel line was set on fire. I then disabled the fuel on the right side by turning off the engine, so that the fuel from my tanks would no longer go into the engine. And then I just simply dived in an attempt to smother the flames, and I actually survived at the cost of my landing gear. So yeah, it actually works, and I was very impressed with it. So remember how to do it, and hopefully the survivability of your bombers or multi-engine aircraft will increase. So yeah, thanks for watching. Have a nice day.